Is that you relaxed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Okay, so long deep breaths. Comparison?
a lot better. I feel a lot more loose, like I can easily whip out a punch. Before
Right.
I had to put like a lot of effort into it and drive into it a lot.
Yeah.
Now it's literally just coming out as
It looks very fluid. Hey guys, this is Felix from SS1 Performance. This is Ayoub. He is a MMA fighter who's looking to improve posture, dabble in sort of handstand technique, lose about 10 kilos as well. So there's a few different goals going on, and I think you're trying to get back into MMA.
Into competing.
Yeah. Well, when were you thinking about doing that again?
In a few months' time, maybe summer. I just want to get my weight down, back to my competing shape, get my cardio and stamina back up. That's pretty much it, really.
Sure. Yeah, so we've just done a bit of a warm-up already. Actually noticed straight away that your techniques were my question after your warm-up was, did you do karate? And then the answer was yes, because you can see immediately when you see in the warm-up that your movement is like structured in a certain way. So what we'll do, just to kind of give everyone an idea of what it looks like for someone who's done karate, to, I'm guessing, quite a reasonable level, who then goes into sort of kickboxing and MMA. They look different to someone who's just done boxing or kickboxing. So just to do a final bit of the warm-up, can you give us 30 seconds of upper body, lower body, shadow boxing, just like you were doing before, and then we're going to start doing all of the postural correction stuff.
Cool.
Okay, so let's go. That's alright. Just casual movements anyway. And we're good. Cool. Alright, nice work. Let's have a look first of all. So obviously movements are very powerful, footwork is very connected with the ground and everything. So in your case it's going to be finding out like what's your range of motion like. How quickly can you adopt these kind of ranges? So I think the best thing is if you stand here facing the mirror, just there, right, and the first thing I need you to do is just raise your arm up like this and then just put it down again. And I just want you to rotate, so you're leading with the thumb, so you're like that. Yeah, good. And go again. Okay, can you do that without bending the arm?
Probably not.
Yeah, what happens when you do that?
It gets really tight around this area.
Gets really tight on there, right?
I can try it again.
Yeah, go for it again. Okay, and then you can see that's not very nice, right? Okay. Yeah, and can you do this one as well with the same arm?
Yeah.
Cool, and down again. Cool, same sort of experience there, or is it a bit less obstructed?
Yeah, it's more here.
You can feel it through inside in here, or is it kind of deep?
Let me try again.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Have a think. Yeah.
Yeah, it's deep there.
Yeah. Okay. So we're just going to move this around. Try not to help me on this one. I'm just going to get a little. That's you relaxed?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's quite a lot going on here in terms of like, that smooths it out, yeah? So if I do this, can you feel how everything is vibrating and all the muscles are contracting involuntarily? Whereas if I give you a bit of support through here,
I can relax it more.
Suddenly it all relaxes. So we've got a little bit of work to do here. This doesn't want to be sort of activated too much. Right, okay, so if you raise up the left arm. Good, and then try not to buckle there if you can, and just go down and up again. Good. Similar experience here, or slightly different?
Similar. It's less in the front and more on the posterior part.
Right, okay, you're feeling it kind of through here, or is it more down there?
Down and left.
There?
Yeah, that's
okay. Okay, fine. Rotate all the way up, like that, yep. Good.
Exact same thing there.
Same thing here, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. And just let me have this arm for a second, try not to help. And we've got, if anything, a bit more activation here, so then we're going to just give this muscle, give the shoulder a bit of support. And most of it, again, is pretty much gone. Okay, right, so can you do 10 rotations of your arms just like this? Don't give too much. Yeah, there we go. Cool, go again. keep on going like that for a second. Okay, when you're doing this, like abs, ribs, pull the ribs down with the abs. Don't kind of go up like this, right? Yeah. Okay. And again, hold position here. So there, are you feeling a stretch from the pectoral? What would you say is stopping you from going further back?
Back, posterior part.
Yeah, and is it all coming from here, or is there anything through here?
No, it's more the
outside.
Okay. Like the first area you mentioned.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. So, bring it down.
A bit further down.
Okay. So, yeah, basically, if I'm in there, is that quite tender, or does that feel okay?
Bit tender.
So what I want you to do is just go forwards and backwards with this arm. Okay, and then we're just going to do some active release, just to see if we can score some like easy wins. Okay, keep going. Good. Pretty intense, or is it?
That half of it, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say. Keep on going. Okay, just relax the arm for a second. I'm going to try and work through a little bit here, and then see if I can release some of this, because this is jamming you up a little bit. Because this is obviously some of the muscle groups here. Some of the muscles here are obviously what you need to release in order to punch. If you put your hand on your head now. Can you drive this into a shoulder press? So basically, like imagine you're doing a dumbbell shoulder press with just this arm. So go from here and then drive up all the way. Good, and again. Good, is that pretty bad?
No, not really. It hurts though.
Yeah. Try to get the arm to go straight up if you can. Good, and keep on going. Good, hang in there. Good, and again. And a few more. Okay, now what I want you to do is just rotate from here, just bend the arm again, and then just rotate from here all the way down to, down and up again, and all the way down this time. Good, cool. So in MMA, just carry on going. So obviously in jiu-jitsu, MMA, wrestling, things like that, you're going to have people doing different techniques which are going to pop your shoulder into unusual positions. So we definitely want you to have freedom of movement to a certain point, otherwise people can tap you out much earlier. So with everyone, I pretty much get them to do full range of motion all the way up and down. Okay, all right, so keep on doing that movement for me. And go in again. And how's this feeling? Is this pretty intense?
It's very tight in that area.
Yeah. Keep going. Okay, we're just going to try and unwind. And again. And again. Okay, relax for a second. All right, I need to come in through here. Is that feeling okay in there?
Yep.
Good. And through here, we're looking at quite a bit of tension in there, I guess. Yep. When you were feeling that, were you feeling it kind of right under in there?
Yeah, in that area.
Yeah, okay. Do me a favor, turn your head to the right and then come back again and just keep on doing that movement. Okay. And we'll just try to unlock a little bit of this here. Okay, keep going. And again. And one more time. Okay. All right, so just relax the arm for a second. Yeah, this is going to be actually, try relaxing the shoulder a little bit more. Take it, yeah, there we go, good. Okay, so I'm going to try and come in through here. I'm going to go down in there, and I need you to lift that left arm up and down, just to the side, and then back again. Good. Can you feel that same point being worked on now?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, the first thing we need to do is just get your shoulders moving a bit more freely, just so they're not so obstructed, and bring it down again. Good.
One thing I feel a lot is this delt area as well.
Yeah, like do you feel it right up here, or is it kind of like through the whole thing?
Through the whole thing, I'd say, yeah.
Yeah, well, what I want you to do now is just relax again. So I'm just going to lift this arm Okay, so there's a lot less going on through here now. Like it seems like this is sort of, there's not this kind of hypertonic muscle anymore. Now we can just compare here. This one's still got, can you kind of feel that?
Yeah, it shrugs a bit more.
Yeah, this is trembling basically. As you go down, these muscles seem to be unhappy about the fact that you're actually kind of elongating them. So what we'll do is we'll do the same release here. Just start with the overhead press. So driving overhead, and we're just gonna, and really reach for it, yeah? Like really reach up high, yeah? Good, and again. Good, keep on going. This is pretty bad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Has anyone ever done this before?
Nope.
No? Okay. Keep on going. And just try to get your head up if you can. Good, and I'm just going to come through here. There was quite a bit here actually, to be fair. Like there was a big sort of, I wouldn't call it an adhesion, but it's like hypertonic muscle, sort of like in the lat. So as you go up, I'm just going to pull down. Right, good. Okay, that's fine for a second. You good for a moment?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Let's just keep on working. So this is completely different here to here. All right, so that's not too bad. If you turn your head 5 times to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you've got no problems here at all. Good. Into the rotator cuff movement, which is this one, and going all the way down and up. And then you can see clearly this one isn't quite the same as the other side as well. Keep on going. Let's just see what's going on. Good. Any pain or tenderness here?
Nope.
No, this one's quite freely moving. I just need to check on a few things, how the shoulder's moving in general, but overall, this is, yeah, this is not obstructed. You said, was it on both sides that you felt that deltoid, you know, what you mentioned?
Yeah, this part here, and this part.
And that part there, yeah. Keep on rotating anyway. Okay. And one more. Okay. Right, so now I need you to do the same movement where you just go up and down to the side of the body. I'm just going to get an anchoring point. Go down for a second. So this one is just from here to here. Yeah. So just try and relax everything as much as possible, and just get a little bit of movement from now. Okay. Good. And just right out to the side of the body. Good. And is this on that point that you would say? Yeah. Okay. 3. 4. And one more. 5. Good. Okay, relaxing for a second. Good. Okay.
I feel a lot less tense, especially on this one.
Yeah. So there's quite a few bits to do, but what we'll do is we'll do the full kind of like 3-dimensional release, then just get you doing some boxing shots, just to see how everything's moving, because that's the first thing we need to do.
One thing as well is my delts get very tired easily. Yeah. Because it feels like I'm because it's very tense over here.
Constantly kind of activating them when they don't need to be. Yeah. So if I'm in there, for example, is that intense or is that okay?
Not really. No.
Okay, because a lot of people have they develop a sort of trigger point tension there, and then what about in here?
Yeah.
So what we'll just do is just work through a little bit of that to make sure that we've got everything unlocked as possible. But yeah, that side is very different to this one. So with this one, I'm just going to go through and like take out the central point of tension to get some blood flow into it. Is it pretty painful? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're an MMA fighter, so your pain threshold's probably quite good. But obviously, yeah, a bit rough. Okay, cool. Right, so nearly there. Basically, I need you to drive up and down with this arm first. Okay, and then I need to come through on the pectoral. Good. And then just keep on going. Good. Keep going. Keep going. Good. And hang in there, mate. Good. So this is like the quick version of what you'll get if you went to, if you've got like a 90-minute sports massage or something like that, you would get, you'd be relaxed, you'd be lying down, chilled out a little bit. They would work through some stuff, but it's hard to get all of it done that quickly when you have to do all the sweeping motions. Go again. Okay, good. And then just put your hand on your head one more time, and I just need to do one more bit here, which is just going to check. I think we might be okay there. Put that hand down again. Okay, pec minor. Hang in there, mate. Just going to try and get some circulation through here. and just see if we can work through a little bit of that. So it's not like I'm pressing that hard, but it's just, it's a muscle that I'm guessing no one's ever done the release on before, right? So,
that one's the worst one.
Yeah. So we're just going to get a little bit of circulation, but not too much. Okay, right, last one. So put your hand up there again. Okay, good. And we're going to go through in here. So we need to get the protractor for your scapula just a little bit, you know, more happy to move forwards and backwards. And I'm just gonna, it's this kind of like the serratus muscle that go right across the ribs and everything. They're contributing. And then you've got the teres muscles, and all of the rotator cuff muscles are basically contributing to all this. But yeah, it's just needs a little bit of circulation through there, and then we can kind of get that pulling effect on the scapula. So same thing on the other side. Start reaching, overhead press to begin with, so dumbbell style. Good.
About the same now. Yeah.
Yeah. So pec minor is obviously still rough on both sides, but yeah, just try to breathe. So just going to work through, create a little bit more space. But overall, I kind of did this one already, but yeah, you can kind of feel like, put your arm down one more time. Is there?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I need you to basically go from here, so if you put your arm up, and then just go across the body, and then back again. Good. Okay, keep on going. Good, and you can extend out a little bit wider now. Good. Excellent, keep on going. Excellent. Pretty painful?
Not really. No.
Okay, because there's a lot of vibration going through the muscle, but I'm guessing that might be other stuff then, if it's not painful. Okay, go again. Good, all right, relax for a second. This is pretty bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Was this worse on the other side or worse on this side?
This side, that's it.
Yeah. Try and stand up straight and breathe. And then tell me what the difference is, like what do you feel? Is it coming from the same places, like where you would say there's restrictions, or is there changes?
More unlocked, but there's still the main point, which is the rear delt, so this sort of area.
So that rear delt still. But what about here, same story?
Let me show you again.
Yeah. So
it's about the same, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, one thing I'm noticing is this area, so this in the neck area.
Yeah,
is also very tight. Yeah,
yeah. So you're going a bit. There's a bit more range of motion. Now, what I want you to do is turn your head to the right again. Good, and then back again, and then put the head down and up. Good, and then up again, and then just keep on going down and up for me. Good. Nice. A little bit lower with the head if you can when you go down. That's it. Nice. Yeah, yeah. Good, good, good. Keep on going. Do 2 more of those for me, mate. Good, and last one. Good, okay, cool. Right, so can you just put your arm like this into a stretch position? Good, right, so there, is that where you feel like it was? So if you put your arm down again, and would you say it's coming from there, or was it more like here?
Oh, I don't
do you want to try one more? Like just have a think about it now, because I'm just going to bit by bit, we're just taking out the limiting aspects. Good, keep on going. Now straighten your arms. Good, keep that stretch going, and then just pull back. Good, what can you feel? Keep on.
This area here.
Okay, yeah, so I'll have to do that with elbows basically.
Yeah.
But now this is, you're saying this isn't as bad?
It's pretty flexible.
Okay, it's interesting because I did that. It didn't seem like I needed to do that. Do 2 more rotations. Good, and 1 more. Okay.
I think the reason why that one was hurting is because it was being limited by that lot.
Yeah.
So because this part was limiting it, I had to press more with my delts.
Yeah, so you were like stuck here and then you're trying to, because I was seeing, so what was happening is your movement is hard for me to demo, but it was a bit like you were going like that.
Yeah.
Rather than that, I was like not seeing anything here. So when you said here and here, it makes sense to sort of do the traps.
Yeah, so because with this was tight, I had to press hard on my delts, which is what made it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go through here. Is that pretty bad?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not going to do this that hard. I'm just sweeping, like just moving the elbow over some of the muscles just to create a little bit of space. But I'm not doing tons here, so it's just a little bit about your feedback. So up here, is that tight there?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
just create a bit of space here, a bit here, a bit there. Okay, so I think there's a fair bit of tension through here. Just going to try and separate a little bit more of those fibers. Okay, so this should open out, like this is a very quick way of doing it, but this should help you to start opening out the punches a hell of a lot more, especially here. This is also all related to posture. Swap the hands over. So, come through here, same sweeping motion, sort of like with the moving the muscle around. Pretty bad here, or about the same?
That part's the worst.
That was the worst,
yeah.
Try to relax here if you can. Okay. So all I'm going to do is just move up through here. Okay. So I'm not going particularly heavy.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah. This is your rhomboid. I mean, this kind of makes sense that this side would be, you know, pretty tender. Right, so I'm going to go through here and come through there. Try and get a little bit of space in here. Okay, breathe. So that's a trigger point right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so long deep breaths. And then try to relax when you're doing it, okay? Because these were kind of like shut down. So whenever you were doing your rotations, they were locking you. Good. Starting to ease off a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so let me just double check the other side before we move on. So switch your arms back again, and I'm just gonna, it's different on both sides, very different. So I'm gonna come in through here. Okay, I need you to take long deep breaths and try and release tension from the body. Good. Try to relax the muscles. Starting to feel a little bit like it's easing off.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, stand up again.
That's mad how it just like eases off, like when
Yeah.
you keep it there.
It's, yeah, because eventually the sort of cerebellum part of the brain figures out that there's a muscle that's trying to be stretched. So it sends like this signal, you get a signal from these like mechanotransductions in the muscle.
Yeah.
They're being pulled, and so because they don't want to obviously, you know, cause any damage, it goes up to the brain sends signals back down to that part of the body to say, okay, just reduce the total level of like tension, a bit like a dimmer switch, and then the tension releases, and then the muscle changes state basically. Right. And then once it's kind of like almost like it lets circulation into the area, whereas before it was like solid, whereas then now in theory it's more relaxed, and then you get blood flow.
I feel a lot more like looser now.
Yeah, so now, then the thing is that I always use the same test because I think this one works very well. So just do 2 of those and just first impressions. Good, and then just easy on here because I just want to know that everything's coming from there, you know? Good. So first impressions?
A lot less than before.
Yeah. Okay. So where would you say there's any remaining? We can't fix everything in one go, but would you say there's tension remaining in any particular areas?
A lot on the this one here, the lats.
The lats, yeah. Okay. Right. So. Okay. So first impressions here. Is it pretty bad?
Not really.
Not really. Cool. So what we'll do after I've created a little bit of warmth, I'm just going to go through this with the arc tools and just get a bit of scraping so that we can target the outer side of the muscle, kind of like the fascia and the external parts of the muscle. Is that feeling pretty bad, or?
Yeah, it's got the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a chiropractor on YouTube actually who uses these all the time, and yeah, when someone's had an injury for many years, you get like massive discoloration. So in the training that I've done, we're told not to, if you see sort of colours that are too dark, then that means that you just ease off, whereas some of the guys in the US don't seem to be too worried about that sort of thing. But you can see already, if you're looking on camera, how much blood is in the area, and that's somewhat reflective of how much tension or how much the capillaries have sort of broken due to a lack of elasticity in the muscle. So it's like if you end up with everything going super red, it means that in theory you probably needed it more than someone else who doesn't get any discoloration. So there's definitely some stuff going on here which is, I think you've been tight here for a little while based on the kind of the redness that we're seeing. So we'll do a little bit more here, but not tons. I now need to do some different kinds of work. Is that all right?
Yep.
Okay. It's more just, there we go. Just to get a bit of pressure through here. Just kind of crossing over and just driving the blood sort of hopefully back up. Okay. Okay, and then just going to try to work through a little bit of friction. How's this? Is this a point of that you can feel quite a lot going through here, right? Yeah. So I'm just going to work a little bit through here as well. Okay. Right. Tension point in there. Just breathe long, deep breaths. Okay. Right, that's one lap done. Do you want to like, if you stand up for a second, just so you can kind of see, if you look in the mirror, and then just do that, you'll see kind of like, you see like kind of like all that,
It's gone red,
all that blood, yeah. So that was used with this.
Oh, right.
So this is helping to sort of create a, what would you call it, like an inflammatory effect due to sort of change of the structures in the muscle on the outside of the muscle. So you should have a lot more blood flow there. Well, you can see that there's more blood flow, but basically that's going to help that muscle to start acting a little bit more normally when it's like rehydrated with blood. So now if you go to the other side, same thing again. But yeah, I'll try and get some. Yeah, I'd say it's a little bit different here. I think you were feeling it more on your left side anyway. Mm-hmm. What about here?
That's where it's starting to get a pressure point.
Okay. All right, so we're just going to get a little bit of cross friction here. So this side not as bad as the other one in terms of how it feels, or are you feeling it a bit more now?
No, I'm feeling a bit more. I'd say it would be equally the same as the other one.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm quite interested to see your movements really, because the little shoulder test that we do is sort of like, it just tells us a little bit, but really it's going to be how like your shadow boxing looks and how you kind of, your perception of how much you want to throw and things like that. All right. So you can stand up now. All right, so let's take a look at that one then. If you come over here for a second and lift the arm up. Yeah, and just get a bit of a look at that just so you can kind of, just so you understand what what's kind of happening to the muscle. So take a look, and then you can see again.
Yeah.
A lot of blood flow there. All right, so 3 rotations of the arms like this. And then how does that feel now?
A lot better.
Right. Okay, so last question, because I can't fix everything in one go, but where would you say the remaining limitations are to that movement?
I'd say it's still the lats.
Oh, do you mean kind of like over there?
Yeah, that area.
Yeah, so your rhomboids thing is I can work on the rhomboids more, but the trouble is that, yeah, I'm not so sure if like doing that more at the moment is going to be that productive, but we'll see. I want you to go back into shadow boxing now and give it about 30 seconds. You can just use this area here, it's fine.
Sure.
And just get a bit of a feel for how everything is. So it looks like there's more extension.
Yeah, from the, I can tell from the hooks.
Yeah, the hooks immediately look different, like you can kind of see everything moving out and in again now.
Yeah.
What about the straight
I
shots?
think I'm starting to overextend.
Yeah, the reason why I was asking actually is because you've got all this mobility and flexibility now, but you need to then stabilise it.
Yeah.
So obviously, you need to realise that when you send a signal to go forward here, that signal will be strong enough to send it to there now.
Because I was trying this through one and it overextended me so much now.
Yeah.
And I think I feel like elbow.
So you're having to pull it back a bit.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind for the next few days,
I
for like the next couple of weeks or something like because when you've got more mobility, that's why in here we're just going to mess around with some shadow boxing, but when you get on the pads and the bags and sparring and things like that, you just have to kind of ease off a bit. So just get a bit of a feel for it again. Nice, okay, cool. Right, show me 10 squats like that. 2, 3, 4, and go again. 9 leaning forward, good, and pushing up again, and just keep on going. That's it, good, and then get lower with the hips even though you're leaning forward. There we go, good. How tight is that in the groin? Is that feeling alright?
Quite tight. I think the groin area is like the most tight part of our legs. Right, okay. So either that or the calves and hams.
Can you do 10 sumo squats like this now?
So out here.
Yeah.
It's very tight.
Okay, so rather than going so wide, just go for a 45-degree angle with the toes. So like still wide-ish, like as in wider than that, a bit wider still, that's fine. And then rotate the toes out a little bit more here, and then leave that one there, and then rotate this toe out a tiny bit more, a tiny bit more. Good, okay. All right, so then I want you to do 10, but where the knees don't go into valgus, basically. Okay, good. Nice. Now when you do them, drive your hips backwards and naturally lean forwards in response as the knees are being pushed out. Good. Okay, keep on doing that. Good. And then drive all the way up into like, there we go, yeah, keep on going. And just keep on running these. So these get in, you can feel this in the groin on every one, yeah? Okay, keep on going. 4, 5. Okay, 10 reverse lunges like this. Good. Do that with your arms, and then carry on doing the lunges, but really extend upwards. Good. What do you feel different there? Do you feel anything pulling through here? Keep on going? Like as in by having the arms up, do you feel like there's more going on in the front hip? Okay.
It's more this
you can just feel everything there.
region,
That's fine. Go into 10 side lunges now. Just kind of NFL style, like that. Yeah. And again. Okay, so one leg has to be straight and one leg has to be bent. So when you go to the side, try and keep that one, it doesn't have to be hyperextended, but like straight, and then that one bent. And the hips are here, the legs there, and then you drive off of it. Okay? That's it, yeah, good. And keep both feet flat on the ground as you do it. Okay, good. Keep on going. Now I want you to, rather than driving the knee forward like that, I want you to drive your hips back as you do it, okay? So all the weight goes through your heel. Good, and then lean forward at the same time when you do the lunge. Good, excellent, good. Are you feeling that in the groin as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, keep on going. Good, just go for 4 more of those.
From here to this area.
Yeah, the lunges you were doing before, they weren't really, they work, but they don't work as well as these will. Just do 4 more of these. Good. So don't worry about doing, yeah, so the way I see it is like, if you go like that, it should look like if someone was to run that way, that it looked like you would get them. Whereas if I do this, can you see how like you could easily run past me? Because you know that I'm not going to be able to get back up again. So base it on that. So in the mirror, if you look powerful, that's that kind of the thing. If you've gone so far that you've gone to here, that's not what we're looking for. Just try 6 of them in a row. Good. So that looks like you could drive up. Good. Excellent. Now drive the hips back and lean forward a bit more. There we go. I'm trying to direct more onto your kind of groin and adductor muscles. Good. Yeah, that's it. Go for 2 more. Good, and 1 more. Okay, cool. All right, just lie down flat on there for a second. Okay, start moving the left foot in and out. Good. In as well. So it's going out, it's not going, there we go. That's it. Nice. Is this pretty intense or?
It's going to get something.
Yeah. So we're just doing kind of like a piriformis release, which is one of the muscles that will get pretty tight if, well, basically usually for most of the time if you're doing any kind of serious training, or even if you're just quite sedentary, this muscle tends to tighten up. But over the top of it is your sort of glute maximus, and just to the side is the medius. So we'll try and unlock this and see if we can get you moving as quick as possible. But yeah, I think in your case it's definitely going to need just a follow up, because I discovered too many different muscles that needed to be sorted. So we'll get to handstands and we'll get to other stuff, but we'll have to do it bit by bit. All right, relax again. Okay, I'm going to come in from glute medius. Go again. How's that? Worse or?
For now it's a bit better.
Bit better.
Or when it's getting worse.
Yeah, I was going to say. Because basically I want to open out your movements a little bit more, just so you're not stuck. Also, if someone decides to do some kind of like submission on you, you know, I don't want your end range to be so low that you either have to tap early or basically something goes, you know, you want your body to be able to tolerate a fair bit of range. Okay, right, I'm going to come around to the other side, just relax again, and is that you relaxed?
Yeah.
Okay,
well,
cool, right, so there, this might be worse. Yeah, this is going to be quite bad. All right, so good, moving that foot in and out, excellent. Probably best that I started on the other side then, because I can feel the muscle releasing. With this one, I'll just need to do another point here, because that's actually where a lot of the problem is. Yeah. So yeah, this is pretty bad. If it's someone who hasn't had this done before, then it's pretty intense. Again, there's always, you know, you can always like say, oh, you can lie someone down, do all the sweeping motions and everything, but we just don't have time for it. So we're doing a kind of bang for your buck release session where we're getting as much of the body as possible working, so that basically we can get you moving as fast as possible. Right, last release is going to be on the side. I'm going to just go in here, and I need you to keep on moving that leg. Okay, keep on doing your thing. Good. This side was much worse, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, I need you to do 3 sumo squats and 3 side lunges.
Cool.
Okay?
Here or on the
just here again. And then just generally think about what that's done. So, yeah, rotate out by 45 degrees, so 1/8 and 4 rotations, slightly more, that's fine. But yeah, that's it, perfect. Hands like this, and then just 10, well, actually 3 sumo squats will be fine. Good. Drive the hips back as you go down. There we go. Comparison?
A lot better.
So this is now much easier, right? So the idea behind this is that it's your kicks. Mm-hmm. You know, if you need to be able to come round, you need your adductors to release.
I feel this part quite a lot, especially when I'm stretching. So when I do the stretch where I go out like here,
yeah,
I feel this part a lot. This part and
so then, well, this is hopefully going to help you to kick more.
Yeah.
Now, can you just do your side lunges?
Right. Okay.
Yeah, just see if you can do 4 of those. Nice. And then how does that feel?
A lot easier.
Yeah, so it should feel less obstructed. Good. Okay, not bad. Right, okay. So, 2 of those rotations now. Okay, so you've got a lot more movement there. Okay, just a few punches just to kind of like get the, good. How's everything feeling?
A lot better.
Like, easy to move?
Yeah, I feel a lot more loose, like I can easily whip out a punch. Before I had to put like a lot of effort into it and drive into it a lot. Yeah. Now it's literally just coming out as
it looks very fluid, yeah. I mean, basically before you have very structured kinematics from karate, but then there's a difference between being kind of like powerful, like in driving from the power from the floor to the end of your punch, versus not being able to, you know what I mean, like having the shoulder kind of always being pulled backwards. So just if you relax one more time, and then better let you go, because so as I'm moving this now, there's not much going on in terms of inhibition. So there's a slight tremble here, but very minimal. Then I can move this one.
It feels a lot more relaxed.
That one doesn't. Yeah, again, I can just feel through the big trap muscles just a tiny bit, but it's about 15% of what it was before. So again, I can keep on working on that in one go, but the blood needs to kind of do its work. So we will do handstands, but it would have been a bit silly of me to kind of go straight into those when all of that release work needed to be done. So the first thing to do was to get you to a minimum level of like function across the whole body, like via soft tissue release. Now what you need to do is stabilize. So what we didn't do is we didn't do like muscle energy techniques. So you know what you would do, for example, is that if you try and lift your arm up now and relax, good. Do that with about 30% power. 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. That's a muscle energy technique. So if I've mobilized something here, I would then do that across the body. What you need to do is you need to do that yourself, because we don't have time in this session. So you need to get on the barbell into the different positions for foundational strength patterns, press-ups, dips, pull-ups, everything that you can use to stabilize your...
I do them all the time. I do a lot of calisthenics.
Exactly. So we're all good. So do that. Get your function back up again. Open out the hips a little bit more, and then on the follow-up, we'll get your calisthenics, and then we'll try and open out some of your more advanced like kicks and everything. Okay?
Yeah.
Cool. So you feel all right?
A lot better. Yeah, right. I feel a lot more relaxed, less tense, and all the tension that was built up in the shoulders is now like literally gone.
Right.
It's like I don't feel like I'm like throwing up all the time and tensing up all the time, especially like in my punches as well. I'm starting to like overextend now, so I've got to figure out how to stop overextending.
Yes.
But yeah.
Okay, good. All right, I'm glad to hear it. All right, well, look, that was Ayoub, who's done lots of MMA and is trying to get back into it again. And this is only the first session where we ended up just doing a lot of release work. And so we'll be back for another one, which is going to be more calisthenics based. So yeah, thanks a lot.
Feet, the footwork movement, there's like minimal kind of like rotation through your torso, and that could be in relation to your piriformis and the groin area and the tightness. So when you're rotating, when you're throwing your cross or any kind of strike, when you're throwing your cross or your hook, that rotation that comes through comes from the ground up through the ankle, up through the groin, and the rotation in the torso. So you don't necessarily need to hyperextend with it, but that will come with obviously the mobility work that he's loosening up.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, so Anthony, what you noticed basically during the shadow boxing that there was not as much rotation basically through the hip. You thought that would be coming through because of the groin.
Could have been the groin. So you saw when you were doing the lateral movements, there was that instability, that resistance to go backwards, that forward knee drive instead of the downward. So that could all be related to just the tightness. And once you loosen that up, your kicks and your strikes will be a bit more controlled as well, because it could offset the balance as well from that tightness there. You throw the strike, but there's no kind of stability.
That's right.
Center of gravity to keep you in position.
When have we got until? Summer.
Around summer. Yeah.
Okay, so Ayoub's got until summertime basically. So we'll try and get him as good as possible by then.